Hello and welcome. In the previous two lectures, we have already built the server and the client part. So let's head over to your red projects. Under here, you can see the two parts already completed. So let's copy up the binary, the exe files. First, we copy the server part from the bin folder under the debugs. And then copy this and put it on here. So this is our server, and take note that if you want to release this in the actual production environment, you should create a release build and not a debug build. And I think in the earlier lessons, first few lessons, I already taught you that you can change to release build just by changing the build. Here's how you can change the build. Just go up to the top here and click on this and select release. After you have changed to release, then all you have to do is click the build again. After you have changed to release, then all you need to do is go to the build here and then click on rebuild solution. You might want to clean it as well, so click on clean first. Alright, so this is how you can change your build settings inside your Visual Studio 2019. Now, what is the reason you want to create release build? Because release build is optimized and smaller, and debug build is usually clunky, quite bigger, and it's not optimized. But for our testing purposes, we use debug because sometimes if you have errors, we might want to use the debugger inside your Visual Studio to debug it. Alright, so now where were we? We were copying this out to the desktop. So we have our exe server here. Now we're going to copy out the client. So the client part is under the project number 10. So we head over to the client bin directory as well, under the debug. So we copy the client out to the desktop over here. So let's run our client, and you see our client. This is our design, message box, beep, and so on. So the firewall will pop up, just allow access. Alright, so now we are going to launch our server. Notice the status bar says listening on port 6666. So let's fire up our server, and immediately our server connects to our client and gives us a shell. Now we can type commands here, type who am I, hit enter, and you see the response coming back. And then we can also click message box, and you see the message box pops up. The client has sent the command to the server, and the server has responded to the command by popping up message box. Click another time, two message boxes. Now we click in this, see if it sounds. It works. Now we click play sound. It works. That's it. So it's working. Now if you click shutdown server, the server is shut down, the message box has disappeared. See that? And then the server does not try to connect back at all because it is already dead. And you see the message here, server has been shut down. Now what happens if you open another instance of the server again? Wait 5 seconds and we should get back something. There you go. We get back the new shell. Click message box, and again it works. Click beep. It works. Play sound. It works. Alright, let's do a sudden disconnection error. Close the client forcefully. Alright, so the client is gone, but the server is still running. As you can see, the message box is still up. Let's open the client again and see whether we get back a connection. Wait 5 seconds and we should get something. There you go. The client connects back to the server connects back to our client, and we get a shell, and we also have a status informing us there's a connection. So our project is a success, and so that brings us to the conclusion for this lab project session. Now if you wanted to implement this in a production environment, you should of course change the port. Instead of 6666, you should be listening on the port 80 to be most stealthy, and you should also make release builds rather than debug builds. So that's all for this section. Thank you for watching.